exceptionally well to appoint him. And I think over time the players will obviously get used to his style, the way that he wants them to play. Yeah, and I think, you know, his Chinese is going to improve, and their English will no doubt improve.
Roberto Carter, as you can imagine, very animated with the arms are going. Two very different styles. Chinese players very attentive. I also worry with translators whether they actually pick up the nuance that you're trying to give as a coach, and will it get lost in translation?
Does the translator have a little cheeky moment and change what they think if they've got a hockey brain?
Yeah, that would be a good one, wouldn't it? You can imagine Jose Mourinho doing that one day when he was helping Bobby Robson. Anyway, the second quarter about to get underway. The whistle goes. Bracconi pushes back as we go pitch side to Krista Cullen with the coach of China. Good to hear from him. He's not too happy with, obviously, the performance, even though they did get the shots away in that first quarter. Italy, though, coming forward again. China are one of the youngest teams here, as he alluded to. Joe's just over 23. And it goes, and it was, had to be played away by Yue Xiao.
It's a crash ball in by Singh, and I think it's Bracconi on that near post trying to get the touch.
Traverso comes back, lays it back to Chiara Tiddy. She plays it in, and it's cleared. It's a good deflection initially coming from Bracconi, but there was nobody there to get on the end of her deflection. Pessina goes wide, followed all the way by the Chinese. Pessina to the T-spot. A little dink towards the goal. It's going to go in. It's gone in. And Bracconi gets the first goal for Italy, and look what it means for them. Just a little bit of a mistake at the back by China, and Bracconi pounced. And it's all smiles for Italy. We'll have to find out more about that celebration, I think, later.
Oh, it's a little cheeky skill here by Pacella, though, between the feet. And yes, there's definitely, well, I think it's actually an opportunist strike there. I think we've got to give Italy credit. Fantastic between the legs by Pacella. Yes, it's a diving stick in there from China, but the reactions there of Bracconi to get in there, to change the stick, and, well, there you go. Little lob over the goalkeeper, and as you say, there was one celebration down the end, and then the bench was all together as well, so fantastic for Italy to score their first goal at this World Cup.
It was indeed. You just felt China were just a little bit static. They were on their heels rather than their toes, and that's why Bracconi was able to come in. And now a green card as well. So not the ideal start to the second quarter for China. Conceding a goal and then a green card as well. So they'll play it down for the next 2 minutes. Sent to the sin bin was Song Xiaoming. Interesting thing will be how China react to this. Moving forward now. Xiumin. China ball from the side. Hit. And she wanted to play on, but pulled back. Jung Young disappointed because she was clean through for a run into the circle. Italy now with every single player back inside the 22 metres. Over the baseline, penalty corner. Well, we've seen it given before. Given again, penalised is Wyborowska. Deliberately playing it over the baseline.
Well, to be honest, at least it's being consistent, and I think that's all you can ever ask for as players. I've agreed with all of them so far. There wasn't anywhere else that ball was really going to go apart from off the baseline. She wasn't under a massive amount of pressure. Yes, there was a Chinese player on the far post, but whether there's a call from the goalkeeper there or not, she's probably, for someone that's actually quite experienced, I've been surprised that she, I guess nerves is playing a part into it, but she's certainly been unsteady.
So Osisia is at the second battery. They go to her again. It's not a good trap. And saved by Chirico again. Just took it away as it was deflected towards goal by Chang Xiaoshu. Italy, though, have kept calm and managed to clear the danger momentarily as China desperately trying to get possession back. They look so composed, Italy, at the moment.
I think, like you say, because it's been a group of players that have been together for quite a while, yes, the occasion can get to you because it is a World Cup, but actually your teammates can pull you through. You're used to the certain patterns of play, you're used to the way that individuals play. And sometimes if you can block out the occasion, the arena, and just play your own hockey, it can work.
There's a little mix-up there between Casali and Bracconi, but it was good defensive work, in fact, by China, because it was Tu Yidun that put herself in the position to try and win the ball. That occasion, though, it was Chen Young who got herself in trouble, and here come Italy again. That's not going to stay in play, though.
Just that final attention to detail from Singh as she drove with the ball from the inside left channel. This is the second Chinese corner. Both of them haven't been trapped very well. I can't say it's being miscommunicated there, but just their delivery is not great. Chang Xiaoshu does really well actually to get something on that bouncing ball, but it's hard. If the ball's flat and it's got pace, much easier to deflect.
And Chirico has just been well placed at the moment. That's a good ball inside the D, looking to deflect. On the run was Gu Binfeng. Was just too far ahead of her to be able to deflect it with any power towards goal, though.
And you've got to say, China are not too far away from making these connections, so they are creating opportunities. They've won 2 penalty corners. And it is just that final attention to detail that's letting them down in that attacking 25.
To me, it's just occasionally those missed traps in the midfield where they're losing possession, but when they collect, they look dangerous. That was straight into the foot. Garofalo. So it'll be a free hit. I'm sure she knew exactly what she was doing then. China on the goal. They've got 9 minutes left in the first half. They would love to go in level. That's a good ball into the circle. It's over the baseline again. Traverso playing it over there with the angled stick. And China have the bodies, and they've been managing to get the ball in front of goal. That was a good block from Chiara Tiddy. Good win back again by Tiddy, lost it again, and then her legs absolutely taken out from under her, but decision goes China's way. Yang, good pass to a good lead wide on the left-hand side. Strong challenge coming in. Good work, though, by Gu Binfeng. Stolen away, though, by Italy inside the D. And they're happy to play it out of defence, which is always encouraging to see. Safety first was the decision from Wu Chung. Over the top, that's a very good pass. It's going to prove for Pacino. Oh, not far away. Great running.
It's a fantastic aerial ball. Chinese defender running backwards with her back to goal was Wu Chung, and Pacella does really well not only to get on the end of that, but it's such an acute angle. Sliding on the knees, fantastic effort.
You can see it. Pesina saw the run of Pacello the minute she launched that overhead pass. I thought that she was never going to get on the end of it, to be honest.
We've commented, haven't we, even after day one, that the pitch is slightly slower and perhaps a little sticky in places as well, so potentially maybe that held the ball up a little bit, but it's great to see someone not giving up.
Absolutely, you just never know, do you? I don't think this Italian team know what the word give up it actually is, or it's two words really. Yang just dribbled away from her. Over the top it goes, and again it falls between two Chinese players and harmlessly out of play.
I think what I've noticed about China is since Jamie's become the coach, is we're used to seeing them playing in channels, so they'll basically overload the players into one area and play down either the left-hand side, the right-hand side, but certainly against this Italian side at the moment, they're trying to be a little bit more direct. Lovely touch from Oviedo, a little bit heavy though for her to get on the end of it, but once again we see the Italians chasing all the way, and she helps it over the baseline, so it'll be a 16-2 China. Certainly plenty of movement up front for Italy at the moment. They're making some really good leading runs, which obviously you're not sometimes seeing on your screens, but there's really good movement from their forwards, working the Chinese defence really hard. And of course, giving their own teammates targets to aim for. Here come China, though. Involved again, and busy is Tong Yang. Hang on is the call. China thought it should have been another free hit. I think, to be fair, Lorene Delforge had her arm up, so she was trying to play advantage to China. I think had it not bounced there to Wu Chun, then she would have been happy to blow the whistle.
Wide now. Wu Chun just not able to get it on the end of the stick again. So in the final 4.5 minutes of the first half, Italy leading by a goal to nil. China desperately trying to get back into this match. This time, China penalised. They thought it was going to be their free hit. They need to get back, and this is where Italy can catch them just a little bit quicker on the attack. Casale helps it forward, going along the baseline. That's a lovely touch again. It was coming from Oviedo, but in the end it was just off target with the pass. Almost stolen really easily by Vinaradova. Almost again playing themselves into trouble at the back as they look to try and play out into the feet of Mirabella. Thrown over the top from Wu Chun. Tiddy was there, but helped forward and now collected by Song Xiao Ming. Well, that was a foot, so it'll be another penalty corner to China. And a few of the players just putting their hands on their knees, feel like they're working very hard.
It's almost a hopeful fling across the circle, and it's Pesina putting the ball onto her own player. I think Italy are working really hard and getting numbers around the ball, certainly in attack when they're trying to press, and perhaps sometimes as well their keenness and eagerness in defence. In that situation, they had a number of players not really doing anything, not marking any Chinese players, and as a result, almost an easy penalty corner.
Using, maybe injecting this time. Swept low, Chirika saves, rebound comes, another save. Still alive for China though. Into the D it goes, good defensive work coming though from Pesina.
Not the cleanest trap again, but gets the shot away. Chirico extends that left leg and then bounces straight up to get the ball on the right pad from Song.
Those are the opportunities you feel China are going to have to take in this match if they're going to take anything away from it. Good work again coming from Casale. I think a card has been issued. A yellow card has been issued to Song Xiaomeng. She looks a little bit concerned. She did get a green earlier, I think, didn't she?
Yes, she did. It can only be the same offence, I guess. If it was 2 stick tackles, it's been upgraded to that yellow. I personally didn't see it as the game was unfolding, so that could, I guess, be the only reason, because it wasn't anything cynical for it to be a straight yellow.
No, it must be for the same thing as well. Certainly Ayanna McLean was right on top of it. She was closer to the action than we are. China now 5 minutes. It's going to be at least 2 minutes in this half and 3 of the second half. And they're down to 10. Makes their job just a little bit harder. This is why the challenge was. It resulted in the yellow card.
I mean, there is a stick tackle in there. I'm not sure she played the stick, though. I think she just was dangling her stick in the air. But anyway, there were no questions or arguments from any of the players, so you can only always assume in that situation that it's the right decision.
Chinese, to be fair, very disciplined. You don't see them argue very often. Comes to Oviedo. Oviedo driving through the heart of the midfield. Into the circle she goes, evades one challenge, appeals for a free hit, but play on was the call from the umpire. That's good play in the end coming from Chung Jia-chi, but stolen back by Italy, much to the approval of the fans down below us, and it's carried forward by Pessina. Unfortunately, she undid all that good work. I think she was too tired.
She's had a great first half, I've got to say. Breaking out from this right defender position. Spots the space, lifts the ball into the air, and then again, off she goes. And by doing that, she's able to get her head up, and unfortunately for her, ran out of steam at the most important time.
Did indeed. This will be the final play of the first half. Not sure China have got enough time to get it forward into the circle. Making sure is Pessina as the ball goes out of play. And that is the end of the first half. It's been a good one for the lowest ranked team in the tournament because they are the team going in with a lead. Pessina and Mirabella, now they embrace. Italy have worked really hard and they've looked really good as a team in this opening half hour. It is China 0, Italy 1. In this first game of Pool A here at the 2018 Hockey Women's World Cup. Thanks very much, Sam. As the players are making their way out, Italy obviously looking a little bit more buoyant than the Chinese. What have the coaches said at half-time? Can China lift themselves in this match? China are the higher-ranked team. They are ranked 8th in the world at the moment. Italy 17th, as I say, the lowest-ranked team in the tournament. But they are a team that is on the rise. They're a team that has bonded well over a number of years. China, one of the youngest teams in the competition at the moment. Certainly a team that is looking to rebuild. Also a team that's looking to play in the style of their new coach, Jamie Mulders. This will be the test for them. I'm sure this was a game that China felt that they were going to win, or that they would get a result. Push back. Ming Xing gets us underway. A little bit of United music still going in the background. I'm sure the Argentinian players inside the Italian squad would be enjoying that. Italy trying to play their way out from defence, and they've been very confident doing that throughout this game. Oviedo, again, quite happy to do so. We were talking, Mal, at half-time, is that China, you used to see them very quick to break out on attack, and it just seems they're a little bit more, I don't know if it's hesitant or more measured.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, if I'm honest. I think you can see from Jami's face as he's come out after half-time that he certainly isn't a happy man, but they really look like they're struggling to run, and I think that's one of the strengths that have always been part of China's hockey.
Oviedo, a really good pass from her into the D again. Penalty corner conceded. It was a great pass to pick out Pacella. So the first penalty corner now for Italy.
That's a fantastic drag from left to right by Oviedo. And for me, Pacella's not, her movement's fantastic in the circle. She's not making huge long leads, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards. She's just holding the space, waiting for a teammate to be ready to deliver the ball. And that's at the moment that she just jumps in front of the Chinese defender and wins her team their first corner of the game.
Waiting at the top of the circle, Agata Wyboralska. We've seen her from penalty corners previously for Italy. Can she do the business now? Stands tall, but it's gone to Tiddy. Tiddy fires. Deflection is a brilliant one. It's a superb finish, and Oviedo, who was the creator of that move that led to the penalty corner, she has finished it off, and it celebrates with her teammates. But a really good routine.
Wow. China struggled from this end, but Italy, first corner of the game. Fantastic delivery by Chiara Tiddy, the Italian captain. Just opens her wrists on the actual delivery, which I think slightly off-puts. I mean, that's pinpoint accuracy straight down the left foot of the post player, and Oviedo sliding in. Once again, for me, it's the delivery from the top of the circle that has made that deflection so much easier, and once again, we see a bundle and a fantastic Italian celebration.
Bundle of joy, I think it is. Oh, what a celebration, and what a deflection for Osius. Yes, she tried to step in front, but Oviedo was committed. Threw herself at it, got a great deflection. It's now 2-0 to Italy, and China are going to have to do something special. Here they come into the circle, across the face of goal, sliding in, but couldn't get the touch this time. And that was unlucky because it was a really good effort.
Well, it's the reaction you certainly want to see from China. And once again, it's just missing that stick, isn't it, in the circle. So many times the ball has gone across that Italian circle, hasn't just found the end of a Chinese stick.
And China now looking to apply pressure. They've come to life. Comes forward, Chung Young into the D, goes past everyone, through 2 defenders and an attacker. So a yellow card now has gone, so China back to 11 players. They're annoyed they conceded again. A player off the pitch. Find themselves 2-0 down. Pressure being applied and good work from Maria Garafo. Italy can just take their time and dictate the pace a little better. Pressure in from China. Chio doing good work. Just again, when they take their free hits, Mel, there's no sort of urgency, there's no self-passing, they're hesitating over the ball.
We sort of mentioned at the top of the show about how, you know, China almost play this danger game of waiting for quarterfinals before springing into life. But I've got to be honest, and I know this is only game one and they've only played a half, but there is a lot of work if they're suddenly going to turn it around and turn on the style.
Another thing was Henry Mulders. His face says it all, doesn't it? The players we heard were tend to just sort of stay in their hotel rooms a lot. You just wonder that can get to you as well. Make you just a little bit lethargic when it comes to game time. Another amazing run from the heart of defence, but misdirected pass and very annoyed with herself. Pacina's been lively throughout this game. Delforge there from Belgium. Leading umpires in Europe and possibly the world. She was very young when she came up to the top level, but has really shown that age is no barrier.
She still plays a little bit in Belgium as well, doesn't she? Which I think sometimes helps. Put yourself in the situation of the players. When do you want advantage? When do you want the whistle to be blown?
For your teammates later down the track as Italy come again. Good deflection on the edge of the D, but it's still with Italy into the circle. Trying to get the shot, trying to turn again. Well, it looked like a foot. Pacella rather, was complaining about it, didn't decide to go for the referral. Borelska on the side. Play.
Make sure you're 5.
You just feel a goal would give them that boost that they need, and it might just change
Nothing.
the way they're playing. A little bit of desperation, strong challenge, but it's going to be Mirabella who's penalised, in fact. I thought she'd won that tackle.
Bring it back.
Wait.
Yep.
She did eventually win it, but I think it was for the
potential bump.
Yeah, a little bump earlier on in the play.
I'm all in favour of the odd bump. Too easy a steal in defence for Italy, but given away. And China need to capitalise on that. Just catching the foot. Good work coming from Oviedo, who's been good in attack and defence.
I think again it was Pacina breaking out, but that's twice now she's broken through a line, and then the pass that she's making from right to left hasn't found a teammate.
And here are the fixtures coming up today. Next up will be Argentina versus Spain. And then we have another game from this pool, which is Pool A, which is the Netherlands versus Korea, and then New Zealand versus Belgium. And in the same group as Australia and Japan. I think, Mel Klulo, you called the group of death as the ball almost gets all the way through. Good defence again from Pacina, just taking the ball away from Song Xiaomeng.
Well, we thought it was the pool of death before the tournament started. And now some of the results that have come out even after day one, and obviously the current situation with this one almost implies that they're all going to be quite tricky to get out of.
It's great for the whole tournament. It's great for women's hockey as well, because it shows that the gap is narrowing. And also that these Two nations are beginning to come up, and they're really developing players, which hopefully when they achieve, that makes other people take up the game.
I think it also gives hope to some of those other countries that find themselves in that tier and in that situation.
Cedric D'Souza, who's obviously in charge of the Austrian team at the moment, former coach of India, and he was saying the hard thing is sometimes getting fixtures because there's not the money to travel. Europe's obviously a lot easier to do so than, say, it would be for China. Turn, but good defence again by Tudi, so experienced. Unfortunately, over the side it goes from Tongyang. Throws the aerial pass, watch down onto the stick. Pushed forward by Xu Shenche. A bit overzealous in the tackle was Sachina. Just over 6 minutes left in this quarter. China again, it looked as if they were going to build something patiently there, but just a misdirected pass. So go ahead and play, and possession given back cheaply to Italy. Nebraska is wide and received now from Tudi. First times it down the line. It was well read. Good turn coming from Hu Changxian. Looking forward for China. This is more promising. Suddenly into the D goes Zhang Xiaozhu. Traverso does well. Steals possession back for Italy. Just off the stick it goes, out of play from Chung Yao. Traverso, short pass, and just simply plays it into the foot. Sorry, Traverso, my apologies, that was actually Barbarowska. Reverse stick chip down the line is a brilliant find. Bracconi. Bracconi looking to try and cut back infield. She's managed to keep possession, plays it into the turf, and good block and sticking with her. Good work from Wu Chung. In the corner. Sachina had Bella on her outside, has decided to self-pass and go back to her captain. Barbarowska takes a touch this time and then just feeds it into the path of Mirabella. 3D skills from her. Babu's back now on the reverse stick, plays it in. Good clearance from China though. It was good defending and strong by Song Xiaomeng. Gets the free hit. Nobody forward, just one player in front of her, and even the midfield coming up around her was very, very slow.
I think as much as we're trying to highlight China are not playing very well, and you know the basic skills of the team aren't at the level we're expecting, you've got to give Italy a huge amount of credit. The amount of work rate that every single player is putting on or putting in when they're on the pitch is fantastic. They're getting numbers around the ball carrier for China. They're putting them under pressure. They are making China not play very well. And you know, yes, of course, I'm disappointed with China, but at the moment it's got to be 10 out of 10 for Italy.
You could also say that that's why maybe China are looking tired, because Italy just don't stop running, and they're just running every time they've got the ball. As we see China breaking forward again. It's a good pass now. Chance though for Chung Cha-Che. And it's just gone out. There's a strong glass on the whistle. Ring card. It's gone to Traverso.
It's number 2, Traverso. Ring card.
There is Selena Traverso just sitting down.
China are putting a kicking back on.
Okay, so China with just under 3 minutes, kicking back, coming on.
Yeah.
That means they've got the extra outfield player for these last 3 minutes. Try and give themselves an advantage to get the goal late in this third quarter. Means the player with the shirt on has goalkeeping privileges, so can use their feet inside the circle defensively. Well-timed tackle again from Tiddy. He's far from happy. I think he felt that it was a harsh decision that went against it. Italy was taking their time. And it's a really good take, and she's read the game really well, He Chengxian. Forward now for Italy into the circles. Class. Really go with the power that Yunxing wanted. Again, it goes against China. So it looked to me as if that came off the Italian stick.
Hey, watch your hand.
Bocconi, good defending again coming from Wu Chung. One hand on the stick, she swept it clear and she needed to. Winner it over, penalised, so China got the chance to launch another attack. Still 1:30 left in this third quarter. Really set us up for grandstand finish if they could get one just before the final break. 2-1, everything to play for, but what do they do giving possession away like that? So Chino weaving away past 3 defenders, slips the ball out wide to Ruggieri, keeps her run going. Ruggieri to the baseline, was looking for a foot. Well done, China. Xu Shenche helps it forward. And the red shirts making their way forward. That's drilled a long way forward. It was a good run initially from Jiangxu Zhaoqi, but it was just too far ahead of her.
Just, again, no urgency from China to actually set a press up. Are they pressing, are they not? The ball went off the baseline, and there's one Chinese player basically in that half of the pitch. And then all of a sudden, the ball's rolled on, and they think, oh, we need to get up the pitch. And there's no proactivity going on from China at all at the moment.
Radova comes forward, there's a great chance now, the open goal, it's a third goal for Italy, fired home from Giuliana Ruggieri. Well, that's the risky run when you pull your keeper off, and Ruggieri, she just had too much space at the top of the circle and fired it home for Italy's third.
Wow, it's a fantastic break, isn't it? As you say, at that moment when China missed the trap on top of the circle, for me there was only going to be one outcome. Bocconi was there, unmarked on the far post if required. Question for me whether that back stick as she hit that hasn't been referred, but looking at that replay, there is a possibility. But again, look at that on the bench.
And again, if China thought it was a backstick on the bench, they could have given the signal to their players to send up the referral. And you do feel now that this game is very much Italy's. As the hooter goes, they head in for the final break. Giuliana Ruggieri's goal gives Roberto Carta's team a 3-0 lead. The hugs continue. It's China 0, Italy 3, with 15 minutes to go. Really good start to the third quarter for Italy. They were leading 1-0 at half-time, won their first penalty corner, brilliantly executed Mel Klulo.
It was a fantastic start and a fantastic finish for them in that particular quarter, but the delivery for me was sensational. And you know, we've criticised some of the top nations for not being able to execute their corners on this pitch, but Italy have just proved that it is possible to do. And here, right at the very end, last minute of that third quarter, Radova was the one that broke through. And the moment that, as I said, China missed that trap on top of the circle, there was only, for me, really going to be one outcome. And that man's got a lot of work to do, not just today, but for the rest of the tournament, if this Chinese team is going to progress.
Absolutely, it's going to be very difficult for China in this pool. There are no easy games here at the World Cup. Keeper is back out there. Ye Xiao. Netherlands and Korea are still the opponents. China still on the side, only the goalkeeper out. All of the Italians are in position, ready to go. 26 seconds left on the clock before the restart.
Going to a kicking back in that third quarter for me was quite interesting, when goal difference could play its part later on in the tournament.
Well, I still think, yeah, goals are going to be a key, crucial part when it comes to the end of all the tables in all of the various pools.
And I think when England did it yesterday, they were on top of the game. Maddie Hinch didn't touch the ball really in that game, but certainly in the final quarter when Danny Carey opted to put the kicking back on. Arguably here, Italy have been in the ascendancy the whole way through. They're the ones that have been creating chances and look the most dangerous. You'd almost question, Italy take your goalkeeper off and try and go for another goal.
Casali now breaking through the middle. China chasing. Casali looking to lay the square pass. It was a good idea, but unfortunately it was well read by China defensively. Going forward. So Xiao Ming pushes that one forward. And the free hit goes against China, and it's a stick into the turf. And frustration. Of course, though, as you say, Mel, if a coach does pull his goalkeeper and they get a goal, everyone goes, he's a genius. If it doesn't come off, then you tend to get criticised.
I mean, you try and figure out the situation. There is a second goalkeeper on the bench, so if you wanted to speak to your first choice today, then surely swap the goalkeepers. But to go to that kicking back when you're not playing very well, maybe that's a question to ask him at the end of the game.
Well, they're saying that, to be honest. I don't think you could blame Ye Xiao for any of the goals. Italy have just executed their goals. The penalty corner was exquisite. And Bocconi's first goal, again, was just brilliantly crafted inside the circle. Pass from Pacella rather, and then she just was an opportunist and finished it well. China, this will show their resolve and their spirit. They're still playing, as you would expect. Dong Yang trying to feed that into the top of the D. Tiddy read it well. Good pass from her, picks out Garafo. Garafo appeals to the umpire, but looks around, didn't get the decision. Now she will be penalised and probably get a card for playing the ball away. Was it a yellow card? It was green, it was a green card. Just for a second I thought it was yellow.
It was a green. I think your question about the yellow is umpires tend to keep a green and a yellow in one pocket and the red in the other one. So she's pulled out both cards.
I'm sure the red card goes in the wash a lot. They forget it's in there. Can China find a goal from somewhere? Liberalska, two players around it. Good play in the end by Tu Yidun. To be fair, China have had their penalty corners, and it's always a good opportunity for them. They've had 3 to Italy's 1. How to convert those. It's just belted over the side from Jasbir Singh. China pressing again.
Right there.
There's a lot of movement inside the circle. And the pass Unfortunately, it goes back and out of play. Xiumin had just moved forward just before the ball was played, as we see teams for the next game arriving. And of course, is Spain versus Argentina. That should be quite a fiery affair, I think. Certainly Spain will be looking to make sure that they get off to a good start. Argentina, they are ranked 3 in the world. Spain down at number 11. As we've seen with this game, and yesterday, world rankings mean absolutely nothing. Forward again with China, but easily dispossessed. Good work by Casale. Just under 10 minutes left in this match. Italy very much in control. Played into the circle. There's a little bit of a muscle rest at the top of the D. Kept alive, stolen away, just as it looked like there was going to be trouble from Bricconi again. That was well intercepted. Superb play coming from Mirabella. China looking to throw numbers forward now, but that pass is not good enough. And it gives possession back to Italy, but it's been won back again by China. So they have bodies forward. Xiumin. Xiumin, who's the player who's taught herself Korean and is now working on teaching herself English. So obviously quite talented when it comes to languages, and says she wants to be an interpreter when she finishes her hockey career. So Italy received another card, this time issued to Rafa again. She doesn't look happy about it at all. She receives cards a little bit better when it's her birthday.
It's a 5-minute card, yeah?
So China trying to find a way inside the circle. They've been really restricted in this second half by good, solid Italian defence. That's a good steal again. Great run through the middle from Bricconi. It was a good pass from Casale to find it back to Casale. Has to spin. Keeper's come a long, long way and gone round the back penalty corner. Casale caught by Xiao. Yellow card has been issued.
That was a horrendous stick tackle when Italy broke from the halfway line, and I think, as we see the replay here, Casale just doesn't do enough to sack Zhao in goal. Because of, I guess, the situation, I think definitely the penalty corner, but yeah, it was a horrific stick tackle, and I think she knew the yellow card was going to be coming.
Wu Chung sitting on the side, looks like she's absolutely devastated. Borowska lining up at the top of the circle. It's Cecchino at the second battery, but I'm sure it'll be Borowska. It does in fact go to her. She hits a long way wide off the deflection though. A long corner to Italy.
I think this is O.C. Sia, the post player. Number 16 just gets the edge.
And a fair few cards to both teams in this match. Tiddy helps it down to Borowska. Pressure. Play on. The decision went to China. It's a good pass and a chance to come forward now for Zhong Chachi. Good steal again at the top of the circle. Really good defensive play from Italy. Oviedo cuts infield, then doubles back on the outside again, helps it forward. Oviedo made a run into the deep. Just ducking back again is Pachella. Oviedo on her knees trying to keep it in play. And unfortunately, even she can see the joke as it goes out.
Well, you can't fault the work rate, can you, of this Italian side? And as I having covered them in Brussels last year, they were able to do this time and time again. It's not as though in game 2 they're suddenly going to be fatigued. And yes, it's easier, isn't it? When you're 3-0 up in a World Cup, it's very easy to keep running, but I think they've been fantastic today.
I think they've just played as such a unit. They've all worked for each other, and that's what's impressed me.
I think it's that recognition of when your teammate's in trouble and when they need close support, and then when they can afford to stretch the play a little bit and help when they bring a striker or a midfielder into a channel.
A good pass and a good collection. That was momentarily cleared by Wyborowska. Really just at the moment, just can't get past that first line of defence inside the circle. Trying to get inside the D again, just good defensive play by Italy. Just clearing the danger. Once more it was Wyborowska solid at the back. And Italy have formed such a formidable formation at the back, combination rather than formation. Stolen. It was just good anticipation to get on the end of that one from Oviedo. She's been so lively for Italy in this match. Can just dictate play as we are about to enter the final 5 minutes. Stolen by China. And just looking up as she comes forward. Only 2 players in support. Goes into the circle. Good defensive play again from the captain, Chiara Tiddy. Doesn't even play it out over the side. Manages to find a teammate. Well, in fact, they want to review China. Well, China gave the signal for a review.
Yeah, I think it was too late, though.
Ooh,
Isn't there a time over when you can refer?
Well, that was pretty quick. I don't think they... Straight away, they called for it after Tiddy played the ball out. And they look pretty... And they're questioning, I think, still.
It was definitely a case of umpire Delforge would not have been able to see whether it was stick or leg.
That might be a talking point.
I think she asked her colleague.
And her colleague, I think, said play on. But they certainly asked for it. And they all went up for it.
If it was as Tiddy played the ball out of the circle, then it should definitely have been allowed.
We're going to have to get you, Mel, to start thinking about who your vitality player of the match is in this one. I'd give it to the whole Italian team.
Can they have 1 flower each out of the bouquet?
As long as there's 18 in there. Having to stretch, but managing to get there was Wyborowska. Sacchino. Stolen away by China. Wyborowska didn't control that. And Song Xiaomeng, as though beaten to it by Tiddy. He will keep that in play, doesn't want to concede the long corner. Who are you going to go for, Mel?
I think I will... Well, yeah, this is a tough one. I think Pacina has been really good, but I think in this quarter in particular, perhaps she hasn't done as much. So I'm going to give the player of the match to Lara Oviedo. She scored 1, and I think she's been lively up front. Her work rate back as well has been fantastic. She's
on the ball now. Must have known you were going to talk about it. Oviedo hits the turf and penalised for the foul is Wang Xiumin. Final 2.5 minutes. Italy have controlled this game pretty much from the 2nd minute. China came out looking really good in the first couple of minutes. This is a huge, huge win for Italy. They're the lowest ranked team in the tournament. Now, I've said it before, but they said they deserved to be here. They said they would upset people and show that they deserve to be here. And they certainly have today. I'm sure Korea will be watching with great interest. Just a reminder that the way it works after the pool stage, if you come top of the pool, you go straight through to the quarterfinals, and then there are crossover games between the teams that finish second and third. If you come fourth, you're out. As Italy, Oviedo, shape to shoot, goes to the baseline, looks to pull it back. Good save by the keeper, Yao Xiao. It's a long corner in the end, conceded by China. This win could easily put Italy in a position where they can play off for a chance to be in the quarterfinals, and that would be massive for the sport in Italy and for these young women. China are going to have to go back to the drawing board. Sorry for them has been Yu Changxian, wearing number 20. The Italian players, not surprising, hugging, smiling. That just tells you what this means and how big a victory this is for them, as we're in the final minute now. Socino surges towards the deep. Took a deflection off a Chinese stick. It'll be another long corner.
Come in behind you.
It's a long corner. Just a little bit of confusion from the Italians. I think they thought it was a free hit. Socino over the ball. Umpire's just urging them to get on with things quickly. Crowd counting down, and they're just going to keep possession till that hooter goes, and watch the sticks raised in the air now. This is a momentous victory for Italy. Just their second World Cup appearance, the last being in 1976, and they've got a victory in their opening game, and boy, do they deserve to celebrate. It's been a tough day at the office for Jamelon Mulders, the German coach of China. But Oviedo was Mal Klulo's Vitality Player of the Match, and what a game she had. In fact, every single player was outstanding for Italy, and they just worked so hard for each other. Chirico, well, she had some saves to make early in the match. It was good positioning by her. The final score, China 0, Italy 3. This is a massive result, and it means that in Pool A, after one game, Italy sit top with 1 win, 3 points. Other games coming up today, Korea versus the Netherlands. Make sure you don't miss that one. Now, the next game coming up here will be Argentina versus Spain. That too will be an absolute humdinger. And then the Netherlands and Korea later this afternoon, followed by New Zealand and Belgium. And we're going to go pitch side now to Krista Cullen.
States, Eugene.